Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is the second round of firing my new Christensen arm MPR chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. It's going to be an extensive workup today, establishing a baseline with ammunition that I've already loaded for my other 6.5 Creedmoors. So keep your fingers crossed, I hope it works. The only thing different is I did add a sling, and that's about it. But this is why you buy the rifle. It is very lightweight. As it sits right here, about 8.5 pounds. Okay folks, let's get to shooting. Okay, the test that I'll be doing today is 4 different loads that were developed for my Bergara 6.5 Creedmoor and my Aero Precision M5E1. Now that's the 140 grain Gold Dot, the 129 grain Hornady interlock bullet, a good hunting bullet, the 107 grain Sierra Match King, and then the 120 grain Gold Dot. Now I have all the numbers already for the other rifles, so I've got the chronograph on the rifle just to see what the difference is. I don't expect real good accuracy today. Now, this may be only a 10-minute video for you, but it's going to take me over an hour, because according to Christensen Arms on the break-in procedure, after 6 shots, 2 3-shot groups, I'm supposed to thoroughly clean the rifle. And I'm going to follow their instructions because this is a rather pretty good rifle. Alright, so you can see the target down there at 100 yards. I'll go down and turn the camera on now. Let's go ahead and get to shooting, and I'll give you the numbers as we go. Let's hope for some pretty good accuracy out of my reloads. Again, now, I don't recommend that you use whatever hand loads that you've used for a similar, for the same caliber or the same cartridge, but in a new rifle. No, if you're going to hand load, start low and work up as you go. But I had pretty good success on the first 3 rounds, so we're going to take a look. See the target on the right, lower left. Okay, that bullet went real high. I'm going to go ahead and continue shooting. Even with it high, I'll adjust the scope in a minute. That speed was 28.13. Wow. It was 27.25 on my Bergara. That's a little high. Bolt lift is fine. Looks okay as far as the case is concerned. Let's just go ahead and continue. .38-37. Wow. I'm liking this. .38-36. All right, that gave me an average of 28.28. Standard deviation of 13. Stream spread of 24. Okay, those are not really good, but the group looks okay down there. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the 129 grain now. And let me go ahead and adjust this scope. Otherwise, who knows what's going to happen. All right. My scope is in milliradians, 3.4 tenths to an inch. So at 100 yards, let's see how high I am. All right, I'm about 6 inches high. So that'll be about 20 clicks down. Okay, I'm bottomed out as far as my scope is concerned, so I may have to change this 20 MOA rail. My scope's all the way down. And go back to just a regular flat rail. Well, let's see where this shoots. There's nothing I can do about it. Shooting high sometimes is a good thing if you're going to shoot long distance. But I like to have about a 1 inch high at 100 yards, which gives me a maximum point blank range out to about 300 yards, where I can just hold on an animal on the kill zone of the area and touch off without having to mess with the scope or anything. But let's go ahead and do these 129 grains now. There's another thing about this rifle I don't necessarily like, and it's got kind of that flat base to it instead of a rounded base, which is supposedly, you know, precision shooters like that. But on my yoke is a V, so it kind of slides around a little bit. All right, here we go with 129 grains. All right, it'll be the target on the right, the lower right. Okay, 28-24. Isn't that funny? That is a different load that I have in there. All right, cases look good. Let's move on. $28.08. Oh, these 129 grains must be a different, well, it is a different powder. But these shoot 29-23 in my Bagheera. So that goes to prove that no two rifles are alike, no two chambers are alike. All right, I'd say that group opened up to about 1.25 inches, and that was 2800 even. An average of 2810. Standard deviation of 12, similar to the last. Extreme spread of 24. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shut down now because according to Christensen's Arms, I'm supposed to thoroughly clean this rifle. So we'll see you back in a few minutes. Another cool feature I forgot to mention of the Christensen is the foldable stock. It makes it real easy to get the bolt in and out without having to do much of anything else. And then one of the other cool features of this is when you do collapse it, it locks the bolt instead of being on the other side. So you don't have to worry about bolt opening up if you happen to use a backpack or something like that. It's a pretty cool feature. It's not necessarily something I'll use while hunting, but maybe so. I don't know. That's why it's a new rifle. These are the things that we'll find out. But it locks in place pretty easily. Has just a simple lever to go ahead. It's got a magnet right here that holds it close. Okay, so let's get back to the shooting part. I'll go down, turn the camera on, we'll get to shooting. Okay, so now the next one is the 107 grain Sierra Tip Match King. These are supposedly really fast. 30-70 in my Bergara. Alright, so I'm going to shoot at the target on the left, be the lower right. Here we go. Chronograph's on, eyes on, ears in, camera's on down there. Let's see what happens. .31-72. Wow. Yeah, I guess that's about right. My Bergara was 31-53. Let's check this case. Oh, everything's fine. Primer's a little flattened. All right, here we go. .31-56. Case looks fine. Now, as far as the grouping is concerned, remember I just cleaned this bore rather extensively according to Christensen guidelines. Okay, you got some vertical stringing there. Case is fine. That one was 31-34. Standard deviation, 19. Extreme spread, 38. Average, 31-54. Okay. let's go ahead and do my favorite bullet, which is the 120 grain Spear Gold Dot. I really like these bullets, especially in my Grendel. It's a great, well, all I can tell you is 3 deer, put them straight down, they didn't go a foot. Of course, I tend to practice a high shoulder shot, not necessarily a heart-lung shot. And if I hit them correctly, a high shoulder shot will paralyze the deer and put them right down. Okay, here we go. These are the 120 grain Gold Dots. Alright, it'll be the target on the left, lower left. $29.69. And the Bagheera was $28.64. So again, it is really showing that no two chambers are alike, no two rifles are alike, even with the same load. Alright, here we go. Let's check this case. Alright, that's got a little bit of a shiny ejector mark on it, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, no ejector mark on that one. Alright, last shot. Okay, $29.91. So I was able to gather the data that I wanted. Case looks fine. So let's go ahead and summarize, get that target, take a look. Okay, let's take a look at this target and see what we can learn from my Christensen Arms MPR rifle, 6.5 Creedmoor. Alright, so the 140 grain did just what it did the other day, as you saw, pretty much a half-inch group. The Christensen Arms, though, had a velocity that was surprising of 28.28, whereas my Bagheera had an average velocity of 27.60. Okay, then you saw the next shots as well. This was the 129 grain Hornady interlock. It opened up to about 1.5 inches. The Christensen Arms average was 28.10. However, in my Bagheera, they're 29.73. So we are learning a lot about different loads in different rifles when it's the same bullet, same powder, same primer, same case, but your barrel and your chamber can exhibit different pressures. Okay, so over here then was the 107 grain Sierra, the Christensen Arms 3154, and my Bagheera 3170. So those were real close, and this was 1 inch. And I'm going to chalk that up to the fact that these first 3 shots was right after I cleaned that barrel, and that Christensen Arms cleaning regimen is obtrusive. It's really aggressive. Again, they want you to swab the barrel after 2 3-shot groups and repeat after that every 2 3-shot groups for up to 50 rounds. Well, I've never had to do that before, but I'm going to do what they say. Okay, then over here, my favorite bullet, the 120 grain gold dot for my Grendel anyway. An 1.5 inch group. I'll have to see the video to see if that was the first shot or not. But anyway, the average was 29.93 on the Christensen arms, and on the Bagheera 28.61. So again, we got 130 feet per second difference between the two chambers and the two barrels. So what I learned from all of these is only one of these rounds is consistent enough to be used in both rifles. These three here will have to have its own workup regiment for the Christensen arms. Oh, what a terrible idea. I have to shoot more and work up loads. Oh, heck. Oh, well, folks, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification button. But as always, I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you. Goodbye.